Girls, and I'm back with another episode of Undeniable Truth, and I'm with a friend, Melissa Swiner. I'm about to say her name wrong again. And she is an actual New Jersey real estate agent, and we're going to be here to talk about how to continue with your success, the ways to continue with your success. Now, in the last episode, which we all know was back in July, I know, don't judge me. We were talking about motivational movement with my friend Ashley B, and she was able to give you her testimony on how she started her business and why she started it. And this is going to be the episode on how you continue to do that from a different standpoint with someone with a different business. So, Melissa, hey girl.
Hey. Thanks. I'm good. Thanks so much for having me on.
Ooh, I'm excited to have you on. Well, tell me, how are you doing today overall?
I am doing really good. So Lauren and I know each other from the beauty industry.
Yep.
And I spent the last 10 plus years really creating millions of dollars for brands. I noticed the industry starting to take a shift. So I really wanted to get out while I could and find another industry that was similar but different. We all know how volatile the real estate market has been over the past couple years, but I really took a risk in 2019. I was actually forced to make a change in my career because I was working for a CBD company as their national sales director. And within 3 months, I was laid off due to COVID.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. I was the first to be hired and the first to be fired.
Oh, well, we know something about that. The same thing just happened to me recently. I was the first to be hired 2 years ago, and then the first one to be laid off in the New York market. So
wow.
I understand.
Yeah. I mean, it's scary, right? Really working, you put your heart into these brands and you really don't know when they can cut the cord at any time.
I agree.
So you have to have a backup plan.
Yes.
And be okay with change. I think that's something that took me a little while to work on. You have to be okay with change, and not that it's happening to you, but for you.
Yeah.
So, being in the luxury market, I've always been fortunate to travel around the world and always had an interest in interior design, and I love staying in really bougie hotels.
Wait, what kind of bougie hotel? Are we talking about, like, give me a hotel.
The one hotel in Miami.
What hotel's that?
The one?
Oh, the one. That's
yeah,
what it's called.
the one. Yeah.
That's
or
how you know
Edition.
I don't get out, guys.
The Edition, which is another really beautiful hotel collection. And I always have had the eye for interior design and real estate. So when I was let go in 2019, that's when COVID started, right?
Yeah, it was like end of 2019.
End of 2019.
Early 2020, but everything shut down. I will never forget the date.
March 13th.
15th.
Was
15th.
it? Yeah, okay, it was like around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I went online with every other person probably in the nation and signed up for my real estate course.
Was it hard?
It was. New Jersey's actually one of the hardest in the country.
Really?
Yep. And I did not pass on the first time.
That's okay though.
Yeah, no, it took me a couple of tries, but I stuck with it.
See, that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that when something doesn't work out, that doesn't mean it's not completely meant for you. It just means dust yourself off and try again. Aaliyah didn't make that song for no reason, guys. Okay? Just saying.
And, when people say trust the process, you really do have to trust the process.
I agree.
It doesn't feel good while you're going through the process, but you really do have to trust the process in any life situation that you may be going through.
That's good to know. Now, being that you're a real estate agent, okay, so you took the test back in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And when everything started to open back up, were you nervous just going back out there and, going out there, period, and being like, oh my God, I'm about to start trying to sell my first home? Like,
right.
What was the feeling? What was the thought? What was what was the idea? How did you even plan the idea of like, this is how I'm going to introduce myself. This is how it's going to be X, Y, and Z. Like, what was your initial thought?
Yeah. So I actually started working at a luxury rental building in Edgewater, New Jersey.
Okay.
And wanted to get in front of people. I've been in sales for the last, decade, so knew how to sell. But I really wanted to understand, the process. And to be honest, it's such an emotional process for people, renting an apartment, buying a house, letting go of a house. It's such an emotional process. So you really have to, handhold your clients and just have a lot of patience. Everyone starts somewhere. So I think for me, I was always honest and transparent. And I told them, listen, I'm not a veteran in selling real estate, but I will always find you the right answer and never bullshit you. And people love honesty, right? Sales has such a bad, reputation because they think, oh, car salesman, they're going to just trying to sell you. But in real estate, your relationships are long lasting, and that's how you're going to get referrals. And it's something that's really, really crucial to my brand, and something that I work really hard in. I mean, a lot of my clients become my friends. Again, it could be a 9-month, process. If they're building a new house, you're talking to them every single day.
All times?
Listen, I am that person that does pick up the phone.
Ma'am.
All the time.
Work-life balance.
Listen, I take the morning. I'm really passionate about my morning routine and taking my time in the morning to set me up for the day. So if my client calls me at 7:00 p.m., I'm okay to take the call. Most of the time it's a quick question and it will put them at ease. It's not like I'm on the phone with them for an hour.
Okay, I can understand that. Yeah, just to put them at ease and make them feel comfortable enough. Because, that's one of the keys to being a good agent.
You have to be, you have to be able to get a hold of. It's the worst feeling when, even for me as an agent, I'm trying to set up appointments and agents don't answer their phone. They don't text back. They are just fell off the face of the earth. I don't know where they are, but our phone is literally the most important tool to being successful in real estate.
So tell me this, when you sold your first home, what was that feeling?
Oh my God. So when I sold my first home, it was actually my home.
What?
So it was
wait, you were your own real estate agent?
Yep. So it was a really special moment. My partner and I, bought our first home together, and we made a list of what we wanted. We really didn't want a fixer-upper. We wanted new construction. We wanted to be close to the city. So we made a list almost like a year, 6 months to a year in advance. We really wanted high ceilings. That was really important to her.
Guys, to remind you, I'm in her home right now, and I'm like, wait, she does have high ceilings, so I see what she's talking about.
So, my advice to, people who are looking for a home is make a wish list. And, your first home is not your forever home. So you have to start somewhere. Of course, we would all, want to have our dream house right away, but that's not realistic for a lot of people.
I agree.
Yeah. And New Jersey is very expensive. Starter homes, are very expensive. So my advice is to make a list of what's important for you.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. That's a good way to start it. I understand that, because even me, I say this now, I have my son and I'm like, oh my God, I want to buy a home and I want it to be this, and this. And I'm like, but that's not my dream house. I just want it as a starter to know what to learn from having this first home.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't realize that either. It's a learning process.
It is. It's a lot of education.
Big learning process. Well, okay. So what would you say to someone right now who is looking for a home? They're doing it with their significant other, they could be married or just in a relationship, aside from writing down what you're looking for specifically, what is for nowadays to put down on a home? Especially if you're in Jersey, like what is the amount?
So depending on the loan, so I work with a team of lenders who can really be specific when it comes down to your finances. However, depending on the loan, the minimum is 3% and the maximum is 20%. Okay. So again, it really depends on, of course, what the purchase price is, but the minimum is 3, the maximum is 20.
Okay. That's good to know. See, I'm learning just like you guys are learning. I'm not just learning her story only. I'm learning, okay, this is what I need for when I'm buying my home.
Yes.
Because let me tell you something, living in an apartment, you're basically paying a mortgage.
You're paying someone, especially in New York, New Jersey. One, you're probably paying someone's mortgage, and you're paying prices that can be what a mortgage costs, if not higher. If not higher.
Okay. See, this is very intriguing. Now, let's say, how long does it usually take to close on a home?
30 to 90 days.
Okay.
Yeah. It can be pretty quick. If you're building from the ground up, like one of my clients, they built brand new construction, and that took about, let's see, July. I think we started in July and they moved in March.
Oh, wow. That's actually good timing.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
That's a good timing.
But I would say, like, from the beginning of your planning, you should be thinking like 1 to 2 years out, because you need to come up with your down payment. The market obviously is shifting based on, inventory, and rates will also, play into the effect. And right now, today, rates are at an all-time high, but I don't want that to intimidate or scare people. You still want to make the right investment for you based on your financial market,
And everything is high right now.
Everything is high.
Retail is high. Supermarkets are high. Food is high. Everything is high. Cars supposedly is going back down, but everything is high. It doesn't matter what it is. So being prepared to put down a down payment, I think is just logical.
What do they say? Today's price is not yesterday's price.
Hello. Or in the retail world, you are as big as your last. No, you are as good as your last big sale. So it kind of goes hand in hand. Now, knowing that we know all about the retail business now, a little bit.
Yes.
What is one thing you would tell everyone that wants to become a real estate agent?
Well, sales is transferable. So whether you want to sell luxury real estate, or yachts, figure out where you want to be. There's so many avenues when it comes to real estate, whether you are a rental expert, you are a, first-time home buyer expert. There's so many different avenues, but I think the first thing would be to sign up for the course in your area.
And how long does it take to get your license?
So every state is different. New Jersey was about 75 hours.
Wow.
So it's pretty quick. You can get your real estate license in, a couple weeks.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
This is good to know, though. Like, this is really good to know. Now, how many homes have you sold?
So I have sold, let's see here. So this is really only my second this is going to be my second year. And I've sold over $9 million in real estate.
See, listen, are you hearing this? Now, that doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. Remember, she said 2019 she got her license. Basically from 2020 to 2023. That's actually huge. That's great.
Well, next year I want to double it.
Well, of course, you set a goal.
Yeah, set a goal every year. And I don't, set a goal on the dollar amount. I set a goal on how many houses I want to sell per year and how many rentals I want to rent per year.
Right.
Because then I can break it down. If I want to sell 10 houses, then I need to find 10 people that I know or someone that I know knows.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of break it down.
So at the end of the day, it still always comes back to, it's not what you know sometimes, it's who you know.
Oh, 100%.
And that will always help.
Yeah,
Wow.
always. I have a PR background too. So in, public relations, it's all about who you know.
Mm-hmm. That's the world now.
Yeah.
That's the world now.
That's why brand building is so important. And for me, making the shift from beauty to real estate, now that's behind me, and that's, it's part of my story, and the people that I've met along the way are amazing. And there's so many people today that are still working in the industry that I look up to and respect, because relationship and brand building is really, what's so important.
I agree. I 100% agree. Listen, I appreciate you even telling us about like your journey and the best way to be in real estate. Now, I have one other question for you. Mm-hmm. What is one thing you would tell someone right now who just got their license? Like, on a positive note, like you're already being positive through this whole thing, but what is one thing you would tell them?
You have to be consistent. You have to continue to work on your brand, follow up, talk to people, be in the right rooms with the right people. And with social media, it's so easy now to put yourself out there for free.
Especially on TikTok. Yes, I said TikTok. I hate TikTok. But...
Yeah, I still listen. Instagram, I am really trying to, post more frequently and be a local expert and get out there. But you want to make sure that you're consistent and people know that you are a licensed agent.
Yeah, I get that. Do you feel like sometimes, because some people can be in their own heads, like, oh my God, there's so many other agents out here. I'm never going to sell. I'm never going to.
Yeah. Listen, there are so many real estate agents in New Jersey, and a lot of them are now either mentors or friends or, people that I look up to based on their volume and what they're doing. And you still have to stay in your own lane. Don't feel threatened because you bring something different to the table, and that's why your clients choose you.
Yeah.
And if your clients are not loyal, then maybe that wasn't the right person to work with. But, I've been very fortunate to have really awesome clients. And, I look forward to renting their homes, selling their homes. It's like continuing their real estate journey and just keeping that like relationship going.
See, guys, this is why I brought Mel on, because she was going to tell you the truth and how to sustain when you want to start something new, because it's hard nowadays. A lot of people, which I know I'm not going to get into it too much, but like people always are in their own heads and they're like, oh my God, I'm not going to achieve this or I'm not going to do that. And you can't be that way, because then you're stopping your own growth.
Yeah, no, you are. I mean, the first year I still had a full-time job because, it wasn't enough to sustain my lifestyle. And when I was able to quit my job, it was so empowering, and so scary at the same time, because people like comfort, right? Like you like that stable paycheck. And as an entrepreneur, you don't know when your next paycheck is coming.
Nope.
So, it's okay to have, multiple jobs to fulfill your passion at the end of the day. Like, you'll know when you're ready to quit, whether it's the time or the money. But when you are able to quit, it's like really empowering. And, you should be proud of yourself for even thinking about making that risk, jumping off the cliff, jumping out of corporate,
Lord, corporate life.
They say it's like the golden handcuffs being in corporate, and it really is. But you have to also remember that like these brand partners, they started from the ground up too. They had a vision, they had a dream. So no matter what your dream is, you have to go after it, because no one's going to do it for you.
I agree, 100%. This is why I have a podcast, guys, because I went after my dream after talking about it after a year.
Yeah, you have to really become strategic in your plan, depending on what it is and what you need to do. You know, I am huge into manifesting. Like every single year I write down my goals and what I'm going to achieve. And really holding yourself accountable, because if you don't, you're not living.
I agree to that too. You can't blame somebody else for something not happening in your life.
Yeah.
It's accountability from day one.
Yep. So it's really, really important that you are, disciplined and you're motivated to make a difference. And, whatever success looks like to you, write it down.
Write it. And I know, like I say this all the time, I'm a big person on prayer. Listen,
yes,
man above is listening to you. Don't sleep on God. He's listening. He's always listening, and he's watching. Okay, even if that is.
Yeah, watching. No, absolutely. You have to have faith that everything is going to work out.
The best for you. And it's sometimes not what you want. It's just what's best.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think about it when you go through breakups or someone passes away. Everything happens for a reason. And I hate when people say that, but it truly is, happening for you.
I agree. Well, Mel, I want to thank you so much for being on this episode.
Thank you.
You're giving the knowledge. You're spreading the word. And I love it. Do you have a quote? Because I'm very big stickler for quotes on, ending an episode. Today, you're not going to get one from me, guys. This is all going to be from Mel. So we're going to, see what she got.
Yeah. So I love listening to Mel Robbins. I don't know if you guys follow her, but you should. She says the time is now. Stop hitting the snooze button on your life.
I agree with that, though. Most people get intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I don't want to continue this. Let me get to something new. And it's just like, you have to kind of continue what you started.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to start now, because you'll say, oh, next year. And look, 3 years passed us by during COVID, right?
3 years passed really quickly.
And I think it really changed a lot of people's mindsets and what's really important to them.
Life's too short. Go for what you love and what you like.
Just do it.
I love that. I love it. Thanks, Mel, for being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Guys, please stay tuned for next week's episode. I'm so glad I was able to have Mel on this episode. There's so much more to come on Undeniable Truth. So thank you guys, and have an amazing day.